Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over the two new runes that just came out in the Halloween event for 2022 RPG Sim. So the way you obtain these runes is you must get candy, and the way you obtain candy is by playing the brand new raid that came out, the Haunted Manor. Now the Haunted Manor is a lot of fun. It is a very easy raid, and each of the runes are going to cost you 10,000 candy. We got the Rune of the Reaper and then also the Rune of the Vampire. I'll make a later video going over all of the new other items that are added to the game. Anyways, without wasting any more time, of course we're going to be going over both new runes, all the skills, and the new raid itself. So let's get right into it. So I want to start with the Rune of the Vampire. So the Rune of the Vampire is a godly rune for level 750 plus. And what it's going to do is affect both Flurry and Piercing Strike, and it's also going to give you a rune skill. So the Flurry is its main damaging attack. It becomes this flurry of slashes in front of you. It's pretty cool and does a decent amount of damage. However, the Piercing Strike attack, in my opinion, is very lackluster. It isn't very good and doesn't quite do enough damage in my opinion. However, you do get this awesome Bat rune skill. So in the raid itself, well, first off, at the raid, when you start it off, there's going to be a bunch of statues. You must destroy the statues for the ghost bosses to spawn in, and it is, of course, Tom and Jerry. So in the raid, I'm actually only using Realm of Shadow and EOT gear. I'm not using any of the Rune King raid gear, any of that new really overpowered stuff. So if you have that better gear, then these runes are going to be even better in the raid. But without that gear, as you guys can see, the Vampire rune is still doing a lot of damage to both Tom and Jerry. However, I do feel like out of the two runes, I would prefer the other rune. This rune is like a solid B tier, maybe an A tier. It does do its job, it does do a lot of damage, and it is pretty cool that it has the F skill that allows you to fly around the map. Well, not really fly, more like just glide really quickly in one direction. It is very useful to have that kind of stuff, but overall, for 10,000 candy, which is a lot of farming, I do not think it is quite as worth it as the other rune. The other rune is, of course, the Rune of the Reaper, also a godly tier and level 750 plus. The Rune of the Reaper affects both Blaze Slash, Sword Splitter, and that is it, with no rune skill for the F key. So the Blaze Slash becomes this ultimate huge DPS, massive slash in front of you. It's very cool. And Sword Splitter, it becomes this thing where you throw a twin looking scythe blade. It's pretty cool as well. Now in the raid itself, this rune felt a lot more effective than the Rune of the Vampire. Like, I would actually save up 10,000 candy for this rune. It does a ton of damage to enemies right in front of you. It is pretty dang crazy. I would put it near the damage of Rune of the Zephyr, maybe higher, maybe lower, really depends. I can't really accurately test things right now because I'm not using the best gear, but still, I do highly recommend you guys get this new rune. It is a lot of fun to use. I definitely think it is worth the grind, and yet I also don't think it's game breaking. Like, for example, if you're late to this event, let's say you're watching this video maybe a few weeks after the event's over, I feel like you can get away with not using this either. It's more like a really cool thing that you can go after. Kinda like the Rune of Insanity back when it used to not be craftable. It was a very cool thing to get, and it was very effective if you happen to get it, but you don't necessarily have to have it, which is why I think both of the runes are pretty good additions to the game. Again, I know I've said this a few times, if you're only going to save up for one of the new runes, definitely get the Rune of the Reaper. It is much better overall than the Rune of the Vampire. Now, there is many more things to this raid than just the two new runes. I will have to farm it a bunch. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time nowadays, so I will do my best to make a video going over all the new items for you guys, but still, enjoy farming. Do keep in mind that all the farming will pay off with the Rune of the Reaper. And also, let me know down below if you guys want more videos on this raid. Let me know what else you want to see from me, and I hope this video helped out. If it did, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.